courtesy of your hall is somewhat lessened of late.
He's not welcome.
Why should I welcome you?
Fair old bogan.
A just question, my liege. Late is the hour in which this conjurer chooses to appear. Last spell I named him. Ill news is an ill guest.
Be silent. Keep your forked tongue behind your teeth. I have not passed so far in death to bandy crooked words with a witless worm.
Stop. I told you to take the withered staff.
Too long have sat in the shadows. I would stay still if I were you. I release you. Spell.
You have no power here.
I will draw you as poison is drawn from a wound. You cannot kill me. You will not kill him.
Your colors are still flat.
Be gone.
The Lucent Waking Dream by Michael Bancroft, who was a great animator.
Late is the hour in which this conjurer chooses to appear. That's me. I apologize, everyone. I had everything set up perfectly how I wanted it. And then it came time to go live and nothing was coming up on StreamYard. And then I was like, but I'm here now. I just had to restart. And of course, reset everything up exactly how I wanted it. So that's why I'm a little bit late. He was no match for Bancroft the Grey Blouse. Oh, God, I love that one. I found all the old ones I made. I wish I had time to make more of them. They were so good. How the hell are you going on this fine Friday morning, wherever you are in the world? Probably not Friday morning where you are, but I'm feeling good, feeling fresh, feeling excited. New things beginning. Jeremy Burt's got in here first last night. I don't know if he's here, but let's shout him out nonetheless. He was in here at 9:45 in the PM. So he gets the honor. Creeping up on you, Mo. He's at 19. But I think you're at 28 now. So I think you've got a little bit of a head start on him. Jolly Green's here in the house. Creative. Well, they were here. Creative WM, Jav Styler. Woodrow said, competition is fierce. Bretsky the Great. All right, now we're starting to get here. Brett, that was at 4 o'clock. Okay, Raiden was here mere minutes ago, so he's probably still here. We've got Mo Biggs in the house. How, Mo? Yeah, Bancroft and his Mac. I don't think it's my Mac. I think it's StreamYard. I think it craps out every now and then. Everything else was working perfectly. It was just StreamYard was like, I think you've had this window open too long. My old boss had many Apple IIe's. He was a bit of an Apple collector, and he kind of got rid of them or threw them out, or I don't know. And they're worth money now. He had a whole bunch. We got Mark in the house. What's up, Mark? We have Ellie, new Dungeoneer. Angela Curry's here. This is way more traumatic. I wonder if Angela's seen them. It might be before Angela's time. He says, so far, so good. No Super Bogan, but what can you do? Well, maybe now that you turn things on and off, it might work. Raiden is not here. Good to know. Hello, Sark. Hello, Henry. All right. I think that's good. I think we're all set there. I think I made a sale. Where's that window? There it is. I got a ton of reviews yesterday after everyone saw that a t-shirt went out and they wanted a piece of it. I did. I got one sale. Excellent. Sold another book, I think. 20 reviews. Sil said, worth the wait, a real page turner. I want to know what happens next, but at the same time, I can't help but stop and admire all the wonderful artwork. It's just this is like the propaganda trailer reading this. A great read with beautifully illustrated, colored pages. Fantastic story, leaving you wanting more. Love this book. Thank you, Sylv. It's funny because I remember the names from Fulfillment. So it's wonderful reading the feedback. Love to hear it. Why was I showing this? Oh yeah, I put this up last night before going to bed, and you could tell it was after a long day's work because I wrote here instead of here. I wrote here as in this place instead of hear me out. So forgive me on that. I have an idea. I think it's a good idea, and I hope you'll come along with me. I want to be like that alien guy. Listen, hear me out. Trading cards, right? Of course, I've done a couple of trading cards, but they've just been random things. But I want to do a proper set that people can collect. And I think what I would do is in the first set, it would be 9 cards. So you would buy a 9-card set, and the 9 cards would be divided into 3. So there'd be a row of 3, another row of 3, and another row of 3. So each 3 would be a triptych like this. So this would be the top row. You've got Damon, Ella. I don't know about this pose of Ella. It's a little bit stiff. I like the face. I like the hair. I might need to turn her a bit around. More of a butt shot over the shoulder. And I don't even know if I want to put her in that, because she wasn't really wearing that in Painted Death. Although they weren't wearing that in Painted Death either, but I don't know. I'll see. I'll think. I mean, I did those quickly last night. Of course, tons of new reviews now, so my odds go down. I couldn't win with 8 out of... Well, I think you still have a fantastic chance, Mark. You got like 10 reviews or something on there. Cards with a drawing used glove swatch. What? No, a set of 9. A set of 9. So this would be series 1. You would have 9 cards. So you would have these 3. There would be the Marichal, Alwyn, and Alexander. And then there would be, or maybe Jude and Amber. Artemis, Utnapishtim, and Isham. So you would buy them in a set of 9. And I think there'd be, I've done the math, I worked it out. There'd be $9.95 for the set of 9. And these are like schmick 400. Like these are thick cards, the thickest you can get. All cello gloss. And shipping, because I could ship them as letters. Well, yeah, I mean, Flipper Jimmy's right there, Mo. And as you can see, I've actually only given him 3 fingers on each hand here. This is a little nod to the chat. So that would be the Flipper Jimmy, but only for people who are in the know. So yeah, so the set would be 9. That would be series 1. And they'd have proper backs and everything, and I'd put little Easter eggs and stuff on the back for people. And they need a big, overly detailed background. I was thinking the opposite. I was thinking I have other things I need to get to. This is sort of a diversion that I wasn't expecting. But I would put something in the background. Something ambiguous. I don't know. For once, I'm trying to focus on the character. So it would be, and I was going to say, because I could ship these as a letter in a cardboard sturdy envelope, I could get the shipping could be $2.95 to the States. So $9.95 for the cards and $2.95 shipping, which I think is very affordable. But it would have to be $3.95 for the UK, Jake. Sorry. This is how it is. Mo says we need an ultra rare hollow foil ginger root card. Well, I don't know about ginger root, Mo, but yes. It wouldn't be hollow foil. It would be that kind of metallic chromium that I did on the campaign. And I would have a 1 in 3 chance card and then an ultra rare 1 in 10 chance. And that all depends on how many I print. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I would sell 25 sets. I don't know if I would sell 100 sets. I don't know. I'm trying to get to 1,000 backers. Eric Weathers, I'm coming for you. So yeah. Though I have 2 CG contests with one with Miriam, other with K-pop, still greater odds than Mo getting a membership at the moment. That's true. That is true. Make it a VB scratch and sniff. I don't know if that's on the cards. Pardon the pun. I don't know if that's a possibility. But yeah, I think that's cool. I mean, hopefully I can get the artwork done relatively quickly. I'm just doing the characters. And I'll figure out something for the background so they look cool. I want them to be colorful and cool. Something people really want to get. Well, there was that ginger root card. Neat. Like, yeah, exactly. I've already done a ginger root card. Exactly. And I like the idea that, everyone gets the 9 set, but then, there's also that rare card. That would be next. So some people will get 10 cards randomly. That'd be it. Adam Miller says, I dig it. I knew you would, Adam. Now, they wouldn't be coming in a cool, awesome box set like yours. I wouldn't be able to afford that for that $9.95 price point. And I wouldn't be able to ship it either. So I'm surprised Bancroft isn't doing puzzle cards. Hadn't really thought about that. But yeah, that's what we're doing here. So a little bit of a diversion from Fractured Mind for the moment. Back into clips. It's been a while since I've been in an old clip studio. I can tell you now. I'm like, here we go. Could be a little bit rusty, but that's all right. That'll just add to the charm, That's right there. Sumo Thori has nailed it. Someone gets a Willy Wonka golden ticket. There's an idea too. I like that. Because I could get like a golden ticket where you get like a gift card on the site. I remember Malin did that, but he put them inside the book. He jammed them inside the actual book, and he said so few people redeem them because clearly, a lot of people just back stuff and then they don't read it. But Rob gets the Golden Gate Time ticket and wins a tour of Bancroft's shack. Yes, indeed. All right. Now I've got to remember how to draw this friggin' motorbike. So let's all struggle together with that. I don't know how zoomed in I want to go. Usually about 50%. God, my hands are cold too. It's all happening. Everyone knows you just love drawing friggin' curves. It's my favorite thing to do. I've got the stabilization set to 100, by the way, for this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull up my old, when I drew this the first time. Where's that? Silly bike. That's what I was collecting. I was collecting reference of my own art earlier. So I could see how I actually drew it last time. There we go. Oh, NTM's there. NTM's in the house. Them classics, man. They never die. All right. Nope, 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 nope. What am I looking for here? There we go. Actually, I pulled up. I've got a reference of the actual bike that I originally modeled this one off. And it just demonstrated to me how off model I went in some spots. It's all right. Yeah. Close enough is good enough. You know, that's my motto. And stabilization helps a lot. Yeah, I don't like to use stabilization on like people, on clothing and stuff. I feel like it slows it all down. But on things like this, where I do actually want a kind of a straight line, it does help. But I find I am a little bit out of practice with it, so I'm trying to being a bit sketchy with the lines. That's all right. That's what the races are for. I have stabilization set for 30 on everything, says Jake. Yeah, sometimes I just turn it right off. Usually when I'm drawing a face, I'll just nick it right off. I don't need it, but see, I'm looking at my references here, and they're all different. I'm like, which one do I look at? I kind of just I you know, like whatever it originally, you know. So we'll see how we go. Look, you know, if anyone is a Ducati friggin' aficionado, you know, I'm sorry. It's not going to be to your exact specifications, I'm sure. But you know, when Damon steals a bike, he only steals the best. I thought he was practicing drawing nipples, says Captain Bipto. Don't really need to practice that. You just do a little bump. Jake says there's probably a 3D model somewhere you can rotate and look at. I've already got some pretty good photo references of this from this close enough to this angle. So I'm pretty good for the details. It's just, you know, getting the shadows and everything how you want them. Statistical Zero says trading cards, you're speaking my language. I think they're going to be super cool. I look forward to actually designing them. That's something I've been just sort of putting off because, you know, I have done trading cards before, but they're not part of a series. So I didn't really do anything on the back as well. I just sort of like, whatever, this will do. So I'm looking forward to that. And what am I going to put on the back? What sort of, you know, little hints and clues? Because that's what I liked about the interviews, and that's what I remember Telepathic Bunny said he really liked, that the you know, you can actually learn stuff about the story from the interviews, which are up on the website, by the way. I don't know if a lot of people know that. And just, yeah, add little stuff like that. I don't know. Obviously, I don't want to give away any, you know, serious mystery or anything with the interviews, with the whatever's written on the back, but something, you know, some kind of reward if people want to actually read what's on there. I used to love that back in the day. learning about all the different characters that I just had no idea about, which, is still an issue with me, as you can see. But the old Marvel cards, the old X-Men cards. Assign the character's power levels, 1 to 5 rods. I have to remember that a lot of people don't actually watch the streams. So, as much as I would like to do another Ginger Root card, I've got to remember that, people might not know what the hell that is. All right, this is sort of a thing here like this, I suppose. Jimmy Reyes, hold up. Why is my art never on ArtShare? I don't know, Jimmy. Do you share a lot? I don't know. I guess I don't see it. It doesn't come across my timeline. Usually the ArtShare is just things I like throughout the week. I'm always liking stuff throughout the week. And then I just go back and I check over what I liked that week. And that's sort of it. I guess I really don't remember seeing much, Jimmy. Maybe you might be posting it. It's just not showing up for me. I know that is an issue. Jake got to talk what you guys are talking about. Can we get holographic foil cards of the creepy old man? Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? I mean, what I'm thinking about with the special cards is they will be printed on metallic. So anything that is white, it becomes silver, like a mirror silver. So that's a cool opportunity to, do some really cool stuff. Like with lightning, that would look cool. Anything metallic, obviously, would look really cool. I know that the Diaz boys did something similar with their. It's one of my favorite trading cards ever. So I've got to think. Properly on that. And I do want it to be new art. Originally, I was thinking I might reuse some existing art, but I think it whole has to be new art. Got Camel Moon in the house. Johnny Rando, package arrived safe and sound. The book looks beautiful. Thank you. Earmark this weekend to soak it in. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And if you do enjoy it, and even if you don't, please do leave a review on the site. You'll be in the running. I've still got 2 T-shirts left to give away. Next one gets announced in 2 or 3 days. Chroming. Yes. Shh. What did they say? It's a beautiful day. All right. Now, this part of the wheel is where I've clearly not been very accurate in the past. But I'm going to try to be. I'm going to try to be a little bit more accurate at the moment and see what I can come up with. I really don't know. But it is exciting. I think I'd be interested to see how many, how sort of popular they are, and if I make them at a really good price point, which I'm going to do. It could be a nice little addition to the whole enterprise. Simply Green says, it's a good day to die when you know the reasons why. That sounds like a song. Simo says, it's no surprise. It doesn't have a problem if I try to super chat, just if I try to gift you a membership. Are you still having that issue? It sucks. Well, yeah, they aren't really ever traded. Well, kind of. My son collects trading cards, and he does actually trade them. So I think it's just got to be, you get to it has to be big enough that people actually trade them. I don't know if indie stuff is really on the cards, so to speak. Gonna make everything, gotta chrome everything up, that's for sure. Make it shiny. I was, Mo. I thought I'm channeling Mo with that little pun. Oh, and I'll also gonna do the same thing I normally do with the art, where I'll, redraw it traditionally so I can sell it. So if there's anyone out there who wants to get some original pieces, I'm about a few days away from finishing the art for the t-shirt, which is the last thing I owe on the Painted Death campaign. So that's exciting. Chapter ending of a chapter. I really do enjoy doing that, even though it sort of takes time away. Usually I'll do it at night, sitting on the couch next to Mel. Amanda B in the house. What's up, Amanda? DJ Chi, the Don. Metalize. Yeah, it's so cool. Like just chroming things up. It makes it look so pretty. That's the easy thing about digital art. You just swipe over it with a little eraser and things start looking cool. Read my previous message, Minecraft. Okay, sorry, Amanda. There might be something wrong. I was able to complete a purchase to a gifted. I was able to complete a purchase to a gift membership. Notices from PayPal, but no notice on YouTube rigged. What do you mean? You actually bought a membership and then nothing happened in the chat? Let me check my things here. We go to YouTube. Memberships. Everything says it. There's not. I mean, it's not saying there's any issue or anything. Other people, yeah, they usually appear right in the YouTube chat. Are other people on other channels gifting memberships and it's perfectly fine? This is not good. Not good at all. Let's have a look here. All right. Well, No, that was the other day. I remember Pete Callan, Michael T. That came in the other day. I'm just refreshing it. Bazoom's like, look at Bancroft feigning confusion over this. Next, okay, everyone in the chat, just gift 5 memberships. So Amanda only grabbed 1, no biggie. But when you look into it, okay, look, there you go. Keen Scene gifted 1. Huh. Malcolm Henry Throne. She says it works. I don't know, Amanda. I don't know if I even have any way of finding that out. It's all usually completely out of my hand, but yeah, I don't know what to do, Amanda. But thank you, Keen Scene, by the way. At least someone can. I hope the money didn't get wasted and someone actually gets a membership.
You little ripper!
That's for Keen Scene. Maybe that one from Keen Scene is Bancroft trying to get. Yeah, Keen Scene is my known alt. Another Henry gets the gifted membership. YouTube is just messing with Henry Bemis. We got Jimmy Reyes here asking, looks good. Is this a panel from your book? No, I'm gonna do a trading card set. A proper set, numbered and everything. There's gonna be 9 cards featuring 9 characters. This is the top. There's going to be divided into 3 triptychs. This is the top row, which has got Damon, Ella, and James and Amita doing this. Look at them. They're so in love, giving her a piggyback ride. A proper set, not that fake stuff. Yeah. Keen Scene was the name of one of Bancroft's failed rollerblade zines. No ray gun trading card set. And so there's going to be 9 cards in total, so you get 3 triptychs, so it'll fit nicely on a page. There'll also be 2 rare cards, which will be randomly placed into sets. So I won't even know who's getting them when they get sent out. So 1 in 3 will get a rare card, and then 1 in 10 will get an ultra rare card. Now, having said that, that doesn't mean if you bought 10 packs, you're guaranteed anything. You might get nothing still. So it's just like, it's a random thing. That's how many I'll print, how many will go into the packs. Well, someone says maybe PayPal is being blocked by Google for some reason. Maybe. All right, let's get back to some actual work, because trying to be productive, trying and failing. I am going to attempt to put some tire tread on these tires, but I don't know when. I don't know. It could be difficult. We'll definitely have to get some reference for that. Cranberry Langers, I think if you made a cool rollerblade card, people wouldn't mind it. I don't know about that. William Wellborn says, Hal Michael and chat, I received gifted memberships from channel I'm not even subscribed to. Yeah, I get them occasionally as well. I used to go over there and I haven't in a while. Mo says, you asked the impossible, Cranberry Langers. Oh, ye of little faith. Tire treads and mud. No, this here be a city back. All right. Let's get back to this. You know, Eric Canetti would be great at all this mechanical junk, you know? There we go. All this stuff that makes the actual bike move that I don't really know too much about. We have Student of God joining us. Is this a Vespa, Bancroft? It's a Ducati. It's slightly more powerful than a Vespa. It's a stolen Ducati. Ducati? Ducati. Yeah. Captain Bitter says, draw what you know. Look it up. Oh, trust me. I'm actually working off a reference this time. I've got a couple of picks I'm going off here. It's like me drawing guns. I had to draw a couple of guns in Painted Death. And I made certain to get the right model that they're called the Armed Response Unit in London that they actually use. Because I just know, you know, I've seen other people who know these things get very testy, you know, when things aren't exactly so. Even though that, you know, I never do things exactly so. I'm more of an eyeballer. Mo says, read it, Bancroft. Cool and rollerblade. This is Mo talking. Cool and rollerblade do not belong in the same sentence unless the sentence is, I think it's too cool outside to rollerblade. I'd catch a draft up these sequined booty shots. How wrong you are, Mo. I mean, that's just an L take. You know, lately you've been stacking up the L's with arcane and now rollerblading. I mean, it must be embarrassing. Rollerblading is so punk rock at the moment. It's like actual punk rock. There's no money in it. There's no prestige in it. All you're gonna get is crap from people. What's more punk rock than that? You know? Why are you laughing, Sumo Thori? Why did that cause a sudden burst of laughter from you? It doesn't make any sense to me. Bancroft do a cozy bed card with Camel like Drunk 3PO did with Nick Wise, or was it Camelot? I think there's enough fake camel art circulating around out there, you know. I think we need any more of that. Right now, this is going to get tricky. Bear with me here. This is I never drew this part. I just would draw like little circles and stuff. So I don't know how I'm going to. I really don't know how I'm going to do this actually. Cranberry Langers likes roll, and they said don't enable him. Snap. He says, yeah, rollerbladers could form a punk band called the No Sex Pistols. That's a good one. That is a good one. Camel's questioning whether or not it was actually fake. I'll give you that. Snark, that was pretty good. I gotta hand you that one. This could actually work. I'm actually a bit surprised here. Why do they have to make motorbikes full of all this stuff, you know? It's like that Simpsons episode. You see, Homer, that's why your robot never worked. It didn't all these things on the inside. Right. Just need to. Okay. Getting there. Don, damn it! I came for the 3D asset pawn bank. Yeah, this would be a lot easier if I just downloaded the bike, and that was it. Could have had it already done. You would have been none the wiser. All right, now there's a lot to this. Jesus, no wonder I never drew this part. I was talking to Camel about this actually yesterday. I think it's like sometimes with comic book art, it's not so much about doing this. Like you can do this for cover, they get really intricate and everything. Do this for covers and special things. But like when you're actually trying to get a page done, sometimes you just got to get that thing done, and you know that's it. And I feel like a lot of the times without editors or project managers, someone to kind of hold your feet to the fire and keep you productive, it's pretty easy to just let it all kind of run away from you as an artist because you want to make the coolest, best art. All right. I might have to tell you, there's nothing better than freehanding ellipses. It's my favorite thing in the world. Snug says, "How can we have 45 pointless blame streams?" Well, you can do that if you want to. If you want to rag on my art 45 times, I would be very happy for the free publicity. That's another thing I was saying the other day. I saw a thumbnail on YouTube and it said like Ripperverse Horseman, and it was just that. It was nothing else. And it looked to me at first glance like an ad. And at the very least, in that moment, I was thinking about the Horseman and Ripperverse. And I'm like, holy crap. Ripper is taking out ads on YouTube now. So they're coming up in my recommended feed. And so all that sort of went through my brain in the first 2 seconds, and then I realized, oh no, this is someone who's doing a video, like I assume knowing who they are, like to crap on that. But it's to me, it just looks like an ad. It looks like they're just promoting it. So I'm not gonna watch the stream, but all it did, it was like, oh, this is like free promotion. No. Well, Camel did send me a crown. That is true. Where's that crown? It's right here. It should be on my sombrero. Let's move this a bit. Mm-hmm. Atheline has joined us. Stop. Now this is like, God, this is this is crazy. I have these little holes here. Now here's where you turn the stable. I'm like, why is this not working? I'm going to do this again because I've got the stabilization on. Here's where you have a stabilization on 0. So you can actually draw little things. It's not any better, actually. You guys talking about taking out ads? 30 cents a view. I remember back in the day, some big campaigns, some big Kickstarter campaigns used to have ads. I remember that. But they were kind of more established properties. I remember there was one for, what's that, like vampire V thing? I can't remember. That had ads. I think if you could get the right the right demographic targeted, I think they could do pretty well. I think Adam Lawson did them as well for Exiled, but that made sense because it was like a Wesley Snipes thing. So what's up, Maromi? I do know that for a lot of good books, the big draw, the thing they don't have is eyeballs. They don't have a platform. So not worth the conversion rate on YouTube, I think, says Simply Green. Yeah, I'm not getting into it. Marketing to people who are interested in comic books. That's the thing. I think the interesting comic books on YouTube is actually dropping, which isn't to say people aren't interested in comics, but they're just not going to YouTube for that content as much as they used to. I think that's my presumption anyway. So I don't know. If I did see a good ad, I would click on it, but I don't know how. Like, I'm I'm really interested in that sort of stuff. I'm actively actually looking for new comics, good comics. I don't know how many other people are like that on YouTube. All right, getting there. We have a bit of a wheel going. Yes. Now I think I have a bit of a something like this. Something like this. Something like that. Alright. Mm-hmm. Something like that, anyway. Just turn that stabilization back on. There we go. Reese is in the house. What's up, Reese? Saying hello to everyone. Hello, Reese. Henry says, I've gotten Kamala ads on clearly conservative channels. It seems like a big waste of money on her part, but you know, who am I to judge? Sounds like YouTube Premium is good for president election years, says Maromi. Red says the hardest part about owning a motorcycle is telling your parents you're gay. I wouldn't want my son riding a motorbike. Only because I want him to stay alive. You know. This is my thing. Call me old-fashioned. All right, I'm going to stop about there, I think, because I want to start integrating the tread, and I haven't worked out exactly how I'm going to do that yet. So just going to leave that there for now. I tell you, drawing circles digitally. I remember Kelsey Shannon going off about this. It is really difficult to get a ellipse how you want it. And a lot of the times I'll just make an actual ellipse kind of marquee thing and just go off that, because it really can be frustrating. But Mo points out, what if he's being pulled by a friend on a motorcycle while wearing rollerblades? I have done that on occasion. Been known to do that. Yes, I have. I've been pulled by cars, motorbikes. I mean, what else can you really get pulled by? Antoine says, I've often been told I have big ellipses. Great to see you, Antoine. And good to know. I didn't know that was a thing you could have. Let's make this chunky. Crenshaw's here. Hey, y'all. I'm a listen while I drive home from work. Thank you very much for being here, Crenshaw. I'm trying my hand at some trading cards for the first time ever. I think it's time. I think enough people know the characters and are interested in them enough that I can warrant a bit of trading card action. It's a good little thing to have, I think, available. There was a time when we didn't wear helmets on motorbikes. When I mountain bike, I think, what the F was I thinking as a kid? Yeah, I think that a lot. There are times when if I wasn't wearing a helmet skating, I would not be talking to you today. Definitely. I mean, I hit my head hard a couple of times. I think I got knocked out. I think I only got knocked out once, though. And I actually saw, it was like a cartoon. I saw the stars and they were going around my head like in a cartoon. And I think I was out for about, it wasn't very long, a couple of seconds. But I came up and all my friends were standing around me, looking at me, and my vision sort of came back into, I could see things again. And they look at me and they go, "Oh!" I remember what my friend said. He was so Aussie. He said, "Oh, that's gonna be a shiner." And it was. I went to school the next day with a massive black eye, so swollen, and everyone, of course, assumed I'd got into a fight. Did you win? I do, Mo. The lump I have on my forehead here is a calcium deposit that happens when you hit your head. Although I don't remember doing that on rollerblades. I could have. I mean, who knows? You could get drunk and walk into a door. But yeah. So that's a thing. Bancroft will end up like Goose from Mad Max. I haven't seen Mad Max. I know Goose from Top Gun. Are they any similar? I know he dies. He loves to fight with the dawn. Awesome Wine says, we built ramps to jump bikes and ridiculed the failures. I flipped my bike a couple of times. Lots of blood and scars. Good times. Yeah. Get a piece of plywood and some bricks. Stack up the bricks higher and higher. Yeah, we used to do that. It's good times. The 80s. The 80s, man. Machanoid. Hello, welcome. Have we seen Machanoid before? Great to have you here. If we have and I've just forgotten, please accept my apologies. I'm pretty terrible. He's like, I've been here 3 years, motherfucker. That's how you make enemies on YouTube, actually. Ever cut the forks on an old bike and make a chopper? No, but my friend has. My friend used to be obsessed with making bikes. He'd put like fiberglass on them as well and paint them up, airbrush and everything. He was a bit. He liked projects. Mm-hmm. All right, so regardless of the tire, and I will do the tire later because I've got to figure that out. The tread, I think that's pretty good. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Let's move on. Got my Ducati pick here. Where are we up to now? Better calcium deposits than protein strains, says Nightcon. It's the Bancroft bump. It's the actual Bancroft bump, and most people don't notice it on me until like they've known me for a while, and they go, "You got a weird lump on your head." I'm like, yeah, I know. I know. You can get them surgically removed, but you're almost guaranteed to get a scar. And I'd rather just have a bump that people mostly don't notice. It hasn't grown in the last 20 years, so all good. Must be a Honda. That's why he looks so sad. No, he's looking up at Ella, you see. He's like, that's my lady right there. If you play your cards right. I don't know if you read Painted Death. Damon gets up to some shenanigans in that book. Yeah, I don't know if Ella would approve of all his activities that she didn't see him get up to. He blames her. What, for the Honda? Anyway, it's not his bike anyway. That's established canon. You know what I want to do? I want to go through the book and count all the little Easter eggs I put in there. I wonder how many are in there. Anton says, as a kid, our thing was go-karts. We used to build them every other weekend. My friend's dad let us use his power tools to cut frames unsupervised. We were 8 and 9. Yeah, my friend's dad as well used to give us free roam of his workshop in the shed, as long as we just used the offcuts. We couldn't use his proper timber that he'd bought. But yeah, we were in there just making whatever. I remember probably the best thing that got made there was a Freddy Krueger glove. I didn't make it, but my friend's brother was there. I was in there while he was making parts of it, and he just got really thick dowel so that you could put your fingers through, and then he screwed steak knives, proper steak knives, to the top of those dowel pieces, and then he made a glove out of it and put the thing on it and everything. It was an actual, real, functional Freddy glove. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. Not one of those lame fake plastic ones. Jake says, make a log of all the loose ends and setups. Yeah, I was going to do that anyway. For as I prepare the to refine the dialogue on the new book. I don't know if I can say the name yet, because it is a reveal at the end of Painted Death, and I don't know if people haven't read it yet or whatever. I'll give it I'll give it maybe another month, and then it's on like Donkey Kong, I think. That's how much I gave Rainy, even though she's still a bit upset about that. 6 months that book was out. Still hearing about that. Did it come in handy torturing innocent civilians or dicing vegetables? It really wasn't used for anything other than just, sharing it around. The kids, we couldn't take it to school, get upset. Teachers tend to take a dim view of that sort of thing. Can't imagine why. The reveal is Camel Moon is in the Lucent. The epilogue issue will be called "The Loose Ends Wrapping Up." Yeah, get it. Everything will make sense. Can you imagine? All right, that's the end of the book. And I was like, but what's this? What's that? Oh, all right, I'll put out another book. It's just them sitting around explaining things. That'll be a hit. I might have to do this on another layer. Camel isn't the naked gent bathing in the catacombs? What? And that's La Marechal. You realize you got the book months before States backers got it and spoiled it. What? That is not true. That is so not true. I backed Fiendish 2 a good 6 months after everyone else had got it. I know the timeline. A good 6 months. I didn't back Fiendish 2 for a long time. And only because of the shipping. And then Rini had to send some stuff out to me because I think she hadn't put some of the extras in the Australian orders. She very graciously, so I've been shipping them out all over Australia months beforehand, and I didn't have a copy of it for myself. So then months after that, like 2 months, 3 months maybe, yeah, she wanted to send out this stuff. So I was like, you know what? If you're going to send stuff over, let me buy a book, and then you can put them all together. And so it was at least 6 months after everyone had already gotten it. I know that. I wouldn't have done it otherwise. I mean, there probably are people who hadn't read the book, but I mean, I figure after a certain amount of time, it's like it's time to talk about these things. It's time to celebrate them. Fiendish 2 is a great book. It really is. It was a big, and it's not like Fiendish 1 is bad or anything. It's just it was a big step up in art and sophistication and storytelling and everything. So I got excited. I wanted to talk about it. You know. Anyway, Rini is getting smart now, and she's doing like you can read it digitally on her site for a nominal fee, or on Global Comics, and she's posting people saying like, "Oh, I read it digitally. I want to get the physical now." So I think that's going to play a lot bigger role in the future. How much? Good God, the stabilization is on. I agree. People need to talk about what they're reading more. Yes, Woodrow, I agree. Just like you got Phil Diaz in the house. I've talked about most, I think, of what Phil has put out. I haven't talked about Lost Pages 3 yet. That's only because I talked about the people already. I want to play favorites. All right, new layer, I think. I remember when Mike spoiled the people. Exactly. Now that wasn't that long ago. I'm putting my foot down. Unless you have an M. Night Shyamalan book where it's, there's some thing that, you really like it like a Usual Suspects kind of thing, then it's time to start spoiling these books. It's time to start talking about what's happening in them, I think. I don't believe it's actually costing anyone any sales if they know what goes on in the book. Like, if you look at movie trailers these days, they basically show the whole movie. Maromi says, if you backed the map, the books were extremely late. Well, I apologize then, Maromi, if you hadn't read it yet. But I knew some people wouldn't have read it yet. There would always be some. Mo says, Fizz used to spoil issue 9 while promoting issue 1. Then again, issue 1 never got funded. Missed opportunity. No, not Piper Fizz. Different Fizz. Just Fizz. Not Fizz Giggity. My Graveyard Shift story had that what a twist moment. I actually haven't read that. I do believe I have it. I just haven't read it yet. So I don't know what it is. Woodrow says, if there's a subverted plot line, I wouldn't share, but you can talk about so much more than around a potential real spoiler that you don't have to ruin it. There is, if there is such a plot twist. I have stopped on certain books where I was showing off things and said, I can't really show this because it does kind of take away from the rest of the book. But again, I haven't really had time to do much of that stuff lately anyway. It says Phil did an excellent dramatic reading of that story. I must have missed that one. Anyway, the point is, when I get a book and it's actually really good, I want to talk about it and I want to share it. I want people to know how good it is. I want people to maybe back it themselves. Maybe grab it. Because I'm not actually reading the words or anything. Phil was thinking of putting his dramatic readings up for channel members. I actually broached this subject with Jake, that we should do some dramatic readings. If you guys want to do that as a show, I'm down. Like, let's do some dramatic reading shows. We can get a whole crew together. Each person can be a different character. I think that would be a lot of fun. All right. Don't like that there's no shortcut in Clip Studio to merge layers. It's annoying. When are you going to spoil Black Flag? I don't know if that's ever going to be possible. I hate to break the news to you, Snark, but I don't know if that book is happening. I could be wrong. Could always be wrong. But, don't know. Bancroft is jealous of Shelby drawing naked dudes. I know he was saying that yesterday. Isham is naked. I always draw Isham's dick, and no one has really noticed because it's so buried and it's printed so small. Not that he's small, it's just it is small, but I can show you one day. I'll show you the actual line art. His wang is right there. But because he's got that patterning on him, no one really notices. I did, Antoine. I did end up blacking out I did a big cast shadow over Le Marechal. If I kept the actual art though, because I know if it was printed in France, they would totally have the dong in there. But I don't know. But no, I mean, I can show you. I've got it right here. Kermit is like, what? What is it buried in, Bancroft? Where is it? And it's in the middle of the book, I think. Yeah. Where am I? Let's go full. There. So it's a little, I mean, no one else has that kind of shadow on it, but it makes sense. And you know, you don't your eye isn't that drawn to it, I don't think. But if there was the dong there, it definitely would have, your eye would have been drawn to it, that's for sure. Actually, maybe I didn't draw the dong on that one. On that issue. Oh, no, I didn't. All right, I took them out. I thought I did, but I didn't. It wouldn't have mattered anyway. You wouldn't have seen it. It's quite small. But I did in Waking Dream, that's for sure. He also censored the old Sniffer's divine rod, which points him to the nearest panties. Oh my god. Bancroft always has dong photos right off screen. Is anyone surprised? Woodrow, I'm still waiting on my Detective Dead. I'll spoil that one for everyone when I get it. Yeah, that's another one that it isn't happening. Although Critias says it's happening, I don't know about that. But I've been wrong in the past. I thought I was never going to get Death Swan, and I did, and it turned out to be really good, which is good, but also a shame because, damn it, yeah, because you know, if he had to put them out in sort of comic book sizes, because he actually had them in 22-page chapters, you know, it would have been fine, but he didn't. So I don't know. We ain't getting. I don't think we're getting Detective Dead. I wouldn't know who's drawing it anyway. Rod is a busy man now. I saw his new pages that he's posting for Neff, and they look great. So he's working on a book for me. He's working on a book for Neff. He's working on a book for John. He's probably doing other stuff. I saw a great piece of art from Eric. He's a busy man. Woodrow says Death Swan surprised him. The quality or the fact that you got it? Because for me, it was both. That was a beautiful looking book. I reckon he finished it and then he didn't have the money to ship it. So it took it, you know, I know some people still haven't gotten theirs. I think he's sending them out whenever he can, which is a shame. It's like such a burden, but it's what it is. Mo says, Critias should have just had my boy Jose Garcia, aka Crack Kirby, knock out Detective Dead over a weekend. People would be so shocked to get the book. They probably wouldn't care about the change in art style. I think you're right. Phil says, I read a Black Flag script when Dan was doing submissions. Let's put these together. Good. Yeah. Mel sent me a message admonishing me for my language. She's probably listening to this in the car with the kids. She said, well done on saying the word whilst we're listening in the car. She says, you know, you could say the word junk. That would have been more appropriate. I apologize, Clark and Victoria, for my foul language that your father has used. There's no excuse for such gutter talk. You know, a parent has to lead by example. What of Nugget? Angela wants to know. We have not seen Nugget. I think Nugget is gone. Although I mean, it has probably been about 2 weeks. I have known cats to go missing for a month or so and then turn up again, but I don't know. Nugget left us for greener pastures. I mean, we did see a cat that was exactly the same as Nugget, but not Nugget because we knew he was here ages ago. I think that's probably from the same litter. So there might be more, you know, Nugget family members around the area. He might have just gone off and he's staying with them. Who knows? That's sad. Nugget will miss. He might be back. You never know. You know, if wherever he's gone, they're not feeding him. He could come back. He knows he's always welcome at our place. Nugget is on walkabout trying to reclaim the man that he took from him. Trying desperately. Past Master Dan. So Aviator came in and says, "What are you drawing?" And Past Master Dan says, "Sexually frustrated motorcycle guy." Yeah. So I'm doing trading cards, and this will be part of one. So there's 3 cards there. There'll be a triptych. Damon on the left, Ella in the middle, James and Amita on the right. So I'm just doing these tricky mechanically bits on the bike here. Are there Haitians in Australia? Maybe some. I don't know. We did get 90,000 people come in on what do you call it? Like a asylum seeker, refugee visa, something, I think. So, yeah. Who knows? Actually, you know, I think there's a cord here. I'm looking at this picture. There's like a goes from about here all the way down to there. Bankrupt lost his nuggets. How unfortunate. You know, with cats, they're like, you know, they act like you're their pet. They act like they're the master. They're wild. Yeah, especially him because he was a stray. I mean, he just turned up in my cottage one day. I just heard a scratching on the door, and I was like, "What the hell is that?" And I just went out, and there was a little, tiny little kitten, super malnourished. And what could I do? Is up here. Junk stuff. Outside cats are nuts. Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. He was inside a little bit. Like he could come inside, and he did come inside and sort of hang out, but he mostly stayed outside anyway. So I kind of thought one day he might just go for a walk and never come back. I would see him around the court, all over the place, just doing whatever he wanted to do. Took it in, chopped his nuggets off, and proceeded to name him. He's named Nugget because he led the coloring and patterning of a chicken nugget. So originally we are going to call him Chicken Nugget, but then we thought no, Nugget is more of a manly name. But he had patterning that looked like a McDonald's nugget, and in the coloring as well. So you know, he was super malnourished, and you a glutton. It was a perfect match. Snack says you be the one to tell Angela he's gone. Then I can't do it. Well, we don't know. He might come back. That's what I just keep telling myself. He might come back. Yeah, who knows? These things, they're just they're in the air, out in the air. You can't control the wild, the beast within. The image I have is not super clear as to what is going on in here. It's just like, random pipe junk stuff, mechanic stuff. Random to me, of course, not to people who actually know anything about motorbikes. I think it even goes up there. I imagine he was filled with chicken as well. He got very picky towards the end, that cat. Yeah, very specific food that he liked. And if you didn't get it for him, you'd think, hang on, you're out here in the backyard and they put food out and he just looks at it and goes, eh, and just goes back and sits down. That's when I started to feel like I think he might have a second family that's, he's got options now if he's turning down so much food. It's like, nah, I get better stuff down the road. It was really the beginning of the end, I fear. I remember a time he sprawled out on your Thrawn books, and now he's gone. Clearly, you murdered him out of rage. No, I was the one who gave him the most love. I thought he and I had a connection, but clearly he didn't feel the same way. I thought he and I had an understanding. Kermit says, that sounds like ends of life stuff. I didn't think he was sick. I think he was just really fussy. Like, if you gave him what he wanted, he would eat it. But sometimes, that just wasn't around. Hadn't been shopping or whatever. So give him something else. He'd be like, nah. He actually got quite fat. But that was during winter. He got a really thick winter coat. Someone send Nuggets ashes to Too good for fairy bread, yeah. Righty. I'm gonna keep working on the bike. I was gonna do the helmet, but let's keep going. It says Banker snapped after one too many Lucent reviews complaining about cat hair. There was only that one. Thankfully. I don't even know if that one's still up there. It might have conveniently disappeared. Yay, more ellipses. Gotta love them. It might have been the puppy shirt. He was like, I can't be seen. I got a reputation to uphold. I can't be seen associating with this puffy shirt guy. Cat standards. Yeah, he's eating ice creams, he's rollerblading. I mean, it's tough being a cat. There's lots of competition out there. I think Snark might have figured out Nugget heard Arcane 2 was about to begin and got out while the getting was good. Because Snark said Nugget cuffed up a hairball when he heard Bancroft talking about Arcane. Yeah, I was like, I had him there. I was like, see this? This is the greatest show ever. We're going to watch it every episode 10 times and dissect it. And he was just like, get me out of here. I wouldn't put him through that. Just you guys. It's getting close too. 2 months. And then it's on. Do here. Awesome One says, man, I thought Arcane was going to end where his friend is the wizard who sent him to the city. You talking about Netflix Arcane? I remember there being a... I don't know what's going on there. Snark says, my birthday's in 2 months too. You don't see me torturing people about it. I think the hard part is done. Mostly. He's stupid. Up here, this handlebar area is difficult as well. A lot of bits and pieces. See if I can get some of that done. So this thing here goes up and becomes the handlebar. So I'm going to get that on. And there's just a whole bunch of stuff that I haven't really sketched out. Because I thought, do that in the inking phase. That's how comic book people do it. Cranberry Langer says, it looks good. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'm actually really excited about these cards. I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to put them up on the site when they're done and sort of do like a kind of like a mini campaign, not a proper big campaign or anything, but just like a, you know, like they'll be up there and we'll, you know, the original art will be available. And then just depending on how many I sell, that's essentially is how many special cards there's going to be. That's really what that is about. So maybe that'll be like, I don't know, a month or so. I don't know. Cole Shelby, he's an inker. I'm doing my inking here. Shelby is an actual inker. He's a proper professional. I'm more of a rank amateur. Goes underneath and sort of, man, there's a lot on here. My God. I didn't draw any of this in the actual comic. Too much. He's an inker and a colorer. Man of many talents, that Mr. Shelby. Fit all this in. In the US, rank means stinky. Yeah, but isn't rank amateur like a thing? Maybe I mean, surely I say a ton of stuff that is not really US friendly. I imagine. No, it's also used here, says Cranberry Langers. Mo's got to head out. Yeah, I got to end up too. Actually, it's 9 o'clock. I didn't notice. All right. Not saying that Snark to come. Made a little bit of a dent. That's like probably going to be the hardest thing to draw in the whole thing. So I'm glad I knocked that out. I'm happy with that. Looks like a motorbike. Can't complain. Good. Make sure I save it. All right. Excellent. Please do. Please do. Where is it? Have I got a window to share here? What happened to my website? Ah, there it is. Please do leave a review. Obviously, grab the book if you haven't backed it yet. And sign up to the mailing lists because that'll get you first dibs, maybe discounts. I don't know. I've got to figure that out. We'll see. We'll see how we go. But reviews, books, mailing list, Fractured Mind, trading cards. It's all happening. It's all good stuff. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, morning, whatever. I'm about to go to work, so yeah. Little by little, making progress. Yeah, I'm pretty slow. That's why I don't like to draw much on stream. I'm very slow when I'm on stream, and I don't really have that much time. But I think a little bit is good. Build the hype up. Happy to do it. All right, how do I end this? Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Perth made an Australian video, and I wasn't even in it.
Emotional damage.